Hi there, I am Dark Shades. Welcome to my channel. First time you're passing through, you put the thumbs up if what I talk about makes sense. You put the thumbs down if I'm talking a load of crap. You subscribe if you want to know when I'm going to put out other videos. And you share with people who you think might be interested. And you can also comment if you think, she might have it right here, but I think she's got it wrong there, or she ain't got it right at all. She's talking a load of tosh. Okay, so like I said, I'm Dark Shades. I hail from the east of England. I am a counsellor by profession, but when I'm doing these videos, I'm not really counselling. I am just really giving advice and guidance and just using my experiences and the experiences of others to try and raise an awareness of why some relationships break down over stupidness. Anyway, today I want to talk about it's a small thing, but it can turn out into a large thing. And that is when a man forgets about his woman's birthday. Now you'll find a lot of times when a man forgets his woman's birthday, the first thing he's going to say, boy, I mean, I do birthday, you know. I don't do birthday. Birthday's a heathen thing. You know, they find some excuse. You know, where you see in the Bible it talk about birthday. My accent's getting worse. But yeah, but they must have some excuse why they've forgotten your birthday. They can't just say, I'm sorry, darling. You know, I'm really sorry I forgot your birthday. How can I make it up to you? Shall we go out for a meal? No. They get all rebellious and defiant. So why I make so much fuss for? Another first birthday me miss and all of this kind of crap. Now, I think men should understand the symbolism behind the birthday. It's not just a birthday. You have to, number one, recognize that when somebody celebrates the birthday, they're celebrating the day that they're born. And they're celebrating that they've reached a certain milestone in their lives. They're also celebrating that you've been in their lives while they're reaching that milestone. And had they never been born, they wouldn't be in your life now. And for you to recognize that process, you need to recognize and remember her birthday. All these little excuses that men make about forgetting the birthday, to be honest, I think some of them are because a man is mean. Sometimes I think it's because, sometimes I think it's because a man himself would like to give more than he has. And so rather than give what more than he has, he tends to not give at all. Because if you think, okay, let me try and put myself in a man's shoes for a moment. I have a woman, let's say I've got a good woman, not a woman who's giving me grief, but I have a good woman. She looks after me. I don't have to worry about eat my food. I don't have to worry about my clothes. You know, she makes me laugh. She makes me smile. She pampers me sometimes. I'm not talking about women who go over the top, but I'm talking about a regular, nice woman. And you've got this regular, nice woman in your life for a few years. Whether it's a few years or a few months or whatever, you recognize a good woman when you see one. So you might think if a woman is buying you stuff or doing things for you, cooking for you, and she's not really asking for much in return, you might think when it comes to her birthday, why, in your head, why this woman does so much for me, you know? What the hell me I got buy her? You know? What the hell am I going to buy her? You might want to buy her a piece of jewelry, but you think, boy, I mean, I have the money for a piece of jewelry. Or you might want to buy her something really nice. You might even want to buy her something for the home. But in your head, you're thinking, boy, I can't afford it. And so then you go on the defensive and you think, well, it's only a birthday. I'm not worry about it. But it would be better if you actually shared your thought process with your woman and say, look, you know, no matter what I buy you, it's not enough. I would like to buy you more than what I can offer you. But I can only give you this. Whether it's a card, whether it's got £50 in it, whether it's got a voucher in it. Some men say, boy, I mean, I'll buy her not, you know, because we don't know what she wants. You've been with a woman and you don't know what she wants. That doesn't bode well. If you've been with a woman, you should know what she likes and what she doesn't like. I mean, somebody like me, it might be a bit hard, I'll be honest with you, because I change my styles. I just change my styles, really. So you might not know what to buy me clothes-wise. But, you could buy me a pair of earrings. With a woman, earrings, you can always buy earrings for a woman. Or a bracelet or something. And if, whether she's a roots woman, you can buy her a roots bracelet. If she's kind of like a businesswoman, you can get her a nice little, one of those Pandora bracelets or something. But you can get her something. But to turn up with nothing on her birthday, not even a card. And a woman will say, why, not even a card? Because a card would symbolize that you've thought of her, that you've remembered. But you don't even get a card. And then sometimes you might get a card, and then sometimes that's worse. Because you've got the card to show that you remembered, but there's nothing to go with it. All I'm saying is that don't forget a birthday, your woman's birthday, because it's more than a card and it's more than a present. It's showing her that you remembered her, that you're interested in her, that you care about her enough to remember her birthday. And none of these lame excuses about why you might not want to buy it. Because the thing is, you've been with her, must be a while. And to be with her for a while, you must know whether or not she's into birthdays and stuff. So if that's not your thing, you should tell her up front, or you shouldn't deal with a woman who celebrates birthdays then. But you can't have it both ways. You can't say, okay, that aspect of her you're not going to celebrate, but the rest of her you are. Because that's not fair. And it causes a lot of grief. And then some men will say, I didn't have no money for buy a present. But they're out there buying drinks, they're out there buying cigarettes, they're buying stuff for themselves. And when their friends come over, they're buying stuff for their friends. All their mates come over and, you see them out the back drinking or wherever they are. And yet you couldn't even find a few quid to buy your woman who's been looking after you all year a card and a little present. And I don't think, unless you have a really materialistic woman, I don't think a woman would be upset if you even just got her a bunch of flowers. How much is a bunch of flowers? 10 quid, 20 quid? Your woman will know your circumstances, your financial circumstances. But maybe you've been lying about your financial circumstances. I don't know. But if you haven't been lying and then she sees you squandering money and yet you can't get her a card and you can't get her a present, that does not bode well. So what have I got written here? Yeah, if you forget it once, that's forgivable. But I still think you should, if you have genuinely forgotten, I think you should say, look, let's go out for dinner. Or I'll make you a special dinner. Or I'll run out and buy a bottle of drink. I'm really sorry. I'll pick up something. I'll get something tomorrow. And you make sure you get something tomorrow if you've genuinely forgotten. And women, don't leave it to the man to remember. Some of us, we're like, I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell him it's my birthday. I'm going to see if he remembers. If he cares about me, he'll remember. And then you'll be sulking and vexed and all sorts when he doesn't. Remind him. Remind him a month in advance. Remind him 6 weeks in advance. Remind him a month. I said a month. No, sorry. Remind him a month in advance. Then 2 weeks in advance. Then a week in advance. Then a couple of days in advance. He's got more than enough time. Don't remember my birthday, babes. It's really important to me. please don't forget my birthday. It's all you've got to say. Rather than waiting and seeing if he's going to remember. And then when he doesn't, you vex and you push up and you garn out and all this kind of rubbish. You know, men don't see birthdays as a priority. A lot of men don't. The men who see birthdays as a priority are those men who have learned the hard way not to forget their wives' birthdays. And that's the thing about some men. Some men, they really take on board what their women say. And they take on board what their women say because they care about their women. But some men are so laissez-faire, they just think that they can get by doing the minimal. And it doesn't work. It works for a short time. It doesn't work for the long term. So if you have a woman who you care about, you better remember her bloody birthday. And not make any excuses. So what else have I got written here? Yeah, I put remembering her birthday like any other anniversary demonstrates your appreciation of her in your life. You know, women are always having to remind men of anniversaries. Why? In today's modern technology, you can put a reminder in your phone. And you can actually do it monthly, you can do it annually. So if you know your anniversary is such and such a month, all you've got to do is put it in your phone and make sure where it says repeat, you do look at the drop down and it'll say 6 monthly, annually. You put annually. So every year, you make sure you do it not on the day because you might be in a pickle on the day, but you make sure, say about 4 days in advance. So if your anniversary is on the 25th, you make sure on the 20th you put it in your calendar so it alarms, so you don't forget. She should only have to tell you once. You've got no excuse. Let me see. Yeah, some people say birthdays are a white man thing, Babylon, heathen, and all that kind of stuff. And yet, the irony is, when it's their birthday, they expect something. Don't they? They expect to be specially treated. What bloody cheat? And that shows you when that happens, it is so insensitive. You've forgotten your woman's birthday, or you've just not bothered about her birthday. And yet when your birthday comes around, you're expecting her to run around and do things for you. That's a piss take. That shouldn't happen. Because what you're saying is that you're more special than she is. Says who? And the thing is, it's that kind of attitude that ends up you not being special at all. Because she'll go about her business and she'll stop caring. She might still love you, but once she stops caring, once her heart breaks, and once she becomes emotionally distant, you better be careful. Because a woman can still love a man, and a woman can still be with a man. But once you break her heart and she becomes emotional distant, that is the worst thing ever. You might as well wish she leaves you. Because nothing you say or do will make her, you'll never see that smile that you used to get, or the way she used to play with you, or the way she used to, brush you off. All of those things that you took for granted will disappear one by one. That's what happens when you break a woman's heart. That's what happens when you take a woman for granted. She shuts down. And she might be there in body, physically, but she's not there in spirit or mind. So you don't want to reach that place. Because once a woman reaches that place, it's hard to get her back out. So what else have I got here? I think I've remembered everything. Yeah, and also just a little tip for you men if you're watching this. Even though she says, I just get me a card, she does want something that shows that you have paid attention. Because that is what this is about. It's not buying lavish gifts, it's about paying attention. It's about listening to her when she speaks. It's like when you go out with her, watching what she likes and what she doesn't like. When she's in the house, it's about listening to what she says about a certain thing. Oh, I wouldn't be seen dead in that, or whatever it is. Oh, I really like that over there. Oh, look, babes, do you see that? You know, she might be dropping a hint. It doesn't matter. But when the time comes, you remember that, you recall that, and think, okay, that's what I'm going to get her for her birthday. And you write it down next to the reminder you have in your phone so you don't forget. Because sometimes you might think to yourself, oh, yeah, I'm going to get her that tonight. That'd be really nice for her birthday. And then when her birthday comes, you've forgotten what it was. So we can't always rely on our brain, especially if you've got a lot of things that you're doing. But once it's in your phone, providing you don't change your phone every year, but normally now it transfers calendar invites anyway. So once it's in your phone, you've got no excuse. So it's about listening, and what your woman is looking for is that you're interested in her enough to know what to get her for Christmas or birthday, because it is that little thing that will say to her, oh, he heard me, he listened to me, he paid attention to me, he loves me. Yes, so yeah, a card is just symbolic. Birthdays are special, and when she says it doesn't matter, don't believe her. It does. And that's all for now. Bye bye.